Figured we need some folks to be the symbols of peace around here. But before we start this video off proper,
for my $5 patron shoutouts for the month of November, Morgan Alsing, Hunter Bursch, Cody, Jesse, Devika, and Charles, thank you all for your added support. All y'all are super. Just saying.
Yo dudes and dudettes, your friendly neighborhood JaxBlade here with another episode of Would That Work Out? Where I take my knowledge of personal training, my love of geeky stuff, and my love of fitness science to just mix them together, just analyze if a fictional character's routine would actually work if attempted in real life. And today we cover All Might's aim to pass the American Dream plan that izuku Midoriya, aka Deku, used to train himself for 8 months to become a lean, muscular badass worthy of inheriting the one-for-all power-up quirk.
Everyone would definitely fuck his brains out if I got the chance.
Now, I've already made a Tough Like the Tunes workout for Deku's All Might training, so for any of you interested in trying a toned-down version of it, be sure to check that out and give it a whirl. But today, we're going to just analyze the training that Deku did for 8 months while he was cleaning up that dirty beach in bodybuilding. Now here's the thing about All Might's training routine. Its main purpose was Deku using functional strength to move heavy, awkward shaped objects, like you find in real life. Essentially, it was All Might's version of strongman training that he had Deku doing, and for all those who don't know what strongman training is about true functional strength. Literally doing something that will benefit you in day-to-day activities. It's about lifting heavy, awkward objects that you encounter in real life and getting them from A to B, whether that is from the ground to overhead, or from one end of the room to the next end of the room. So if you ever have to lift a couch, take out trash, move a fridge, grab some tires, that's where strongman training comes into play. And the way this program was set up tends to be like a job of working construction or for a moving company, with some cardio coming into play. And as I mentioned in my One Punch Man Would That Work Out video, working 5 to 6 days a week for 8 to 12-hour days can give you tremendous strength gains as long as you are getting plenty of rest and eating healthy, nutritious foods, which All Might even has a recommended diet for Deku to follow, and even a bedtime so he can make all these gains. So would this training alone get you from here to here? Well, let's continue. Now Deku, when he started training as a 14-year-old boy, already had a boost from what a lot of us in the fitness community like to call Newbie gains! Now this is something I've noticed firsthand from growing up and from younger clients of mine. If they are really consistent with their training, they make substantial results in the first few months. Legitimately, I've seen so many people I was friends with start off the summer as string beans or overweight and come back to high school as freaking He-Man in only 3 months. Hell, to a lesser extent, I did the same thing when I first started weight training. Though I could have gotten bigger, I was more into the athletic Spartan Bruce Lee physique rather than a bulky bodybuilding football player. Though that's due to DBZ saying why being too bulky could be a hindrance, but that's a story for another day. Deku's physique is actually very attainable, especially for thin beginners. It's nutty! You see, as a beginner, in your first 3 years of training, you can actually make the best fitness gains of your life. And then after that, it slowly starts to go down, and it becomes harder to get a solid physique. But that just shows how important discipline is at that time. Now, of course, not everyone is going to make the same results because, like I said before, every body is different and reacts differently. I had friends who were super chubby freshman year become ripped muscle men by their senior year. Also, genetics is a key thing in getting you the results. For example, let's take someone who is naturally cut. And what I mean by that is someone who, when they hit a certain age, their abs just naturally develop on their own. I remember in the locker room, these skinny kids would have abs and we thought, dude, they're so freaking jacked. It was so funny. But here's the part that makes me so envious of them from back then because they had these great genetics. I keep it real with teenagers who are naturally cut. If you have the genetics for that, you have hit the gold mine, my friend. If you start working out, when you are a beginner, you start working out, you build muscle, and you burn fat. So the fact that you already have abs is going to make you look super impressive when you add size to your frame. And legit, if you are training consistently, you can eat a lot of fun foods as a teenager. Some of my best friends in high school bragged about how when they were training, they knew they had to eat big to get big. So they feasted on burgers, protein shakes, pizza, chicken, eggs, and steaks. And they got huge and every cheerleader wanted them. If you got the good genetics, go for it. And if you're a teenager and you haven't started training yet, enjoy the fun times of high school. But back to Deku, we are leaving a key thing out of how he attained his current physique. You see, Deku realized it was going to take more than just strongman training to make him into a strong hero. So he started incorporating standard bodybuilding techniques to get him a stronger physique. With moves like push-ups, curls, grip irons, and bench, he added that additionally to his routine because he knew he needed to work twice as hard as everyone else since he didn't have any special abilities. It's like Rock Lee went off and became the main character of his own series. Nigga, not you. So that show was kind of funny. But Deku was essentially pushing himself harder than anyone else. Now, I really want you to take this into consideration. This 14-year-old boy woke up early, trained strongman like a construction worker for 5+ hours, went to school, studied, trained like a bodybuilder when he got home, followed the meal plan All Might prescribed him, and then slept a decent amount. He didn't get all the sleep he required as he started passing out during his training, but still, that work ethic is commendable. Also, he had 48 hours of rest on the weekend, so he probably recuperated then. Now, would this be considered overtraining? Well, like I said before, yes and no. The fact is, when you are younger, sleep is so important in making you substantial gains. You see, the younger you are, the more sleep you need. Why? Because your body is growing, and when sleeping in layman's terms, your body is able to repair itself, burn fat, and grow. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, well, can't you get away with 6 to 7 hours a day and train? Well, that graph is for the average person. And Deku, my friends, doing all this is far beyond average. Though all this extra physical activity puts him well above average because he's doing physically taxing and exhausting exercise, which requires a longer period of rest for him to recover. But after 8 grueling months, he was able to inherit All Might's one-for-all power-up, consuming his hair. Wait a second, does that mean Suo or Chaku can't go down? That poor boy. All in all, would this training routine be effective in getting you the physical results that Deku had? If you don't have to go to school and you lifted weights 3 days a week while working to instruction, then yes sir, it could work as long as you are getting enough rest, eating the proper foods, and stretching every day, because following this routine as a noob could leave you with severe joint tendinitis and muscle inflammation. But toned down, this could be super effective, and you could become a symbol of peace just like All Might and Deku, and God knows the world needs as many good people as it can have right now. Well, dudes and dudettes, I hope you enjoyed today's Would That Work Out? I was actually persuaded to do this one on Twitter because I took a poll of what the next one I should do would be, and my friend Pants actually convinced me with fan art, because I'm a weakness for that, and to do a Rock Lee one, but I ended up doing a Rock Lee Tough Like the Tune, so I decided to do the Deku Would That Work Out? So be sure to follow me on Twitter just to see the heads up on all this stuff. Also, if you want to support me and my content, be sure to follow me on my Patreon page. And that Patreon page, you get to see tons of behind-the-scenes content, and I have a few rewards I just added that are new. And I just wanted to say thank you all to my patrons this month. Like, it helps so much without getting personal. It helps a lot. Thank you. Also, be sure to follow my Facebook page and my Instagram and my Tumblr. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you thought of the video below, and be sure to share with your friends, if you really enjoyed the video or not. And, that's how it goes. Well, dudes and dudettes, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and remember, like I always say, keep calm and booyah on, and don't forget, Momentai. Hope you all have a fantastic day.